Warning: the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday. The weekend is here, and that means the Nightcap is back on Boom Broadcasting, so viewer discretion is highly advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nightcap here on Boom Broadcasting, hosted by yours truly, mouthing off with Mike. And ladies and gentlemen, he was lost. We thought he was lost in the mountains for months, but we have finally found the man who keeps it kayfabe. Ladies and gentlemen, making his triumphant return to the Nightcap here tonight. He is one half of the world's greatest tag team, comprised of him and I. That's Kayfabe Keith, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Keith?
It's great to be here. Great to be here. I don't know what you mean by making a return. I never went anywhere. I don't remember any storyline of me being written off. So according to me, I never went anywhere. I've been here the entire time. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been eating catering in the back. So that's probably where you just didn't see me at the catering.
Sorry, wait a minute, time out here. This is the first I've heard of this catering behind the scenes. Is this something that the Prez does that I don't get invited to? I don't get the memos that there's catering now for Boom Broadcasting?
So you may have the same issue that I had with the Prez. His emails go to junk. So you got to check in there. Yeah, the email was in my junk folder.
I'll make sure I go ahead and clean out my my spam filter. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been since Monday since you have seen this wonderful face. Bless your, I guess, phone, iPad, maybe TV screens here on Boom Broadcasting. So a lot's happened this week in the world of professional wrestling, and a lot happened here tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Keith, kayfabe. Let's keep it kayfabe for the people like we always used to, like we like to do here. So let's talk about it. It's Friday Night SmackDown live from Columbia, South Carolina. What were your thoughts? Your initial thoughts to tonight's show?
We started off the show pretty nice, I think. Going into it, we can't really ignore what was all over social media today with the signing. I was really glad to see that they were not the first match. I'm glad we were able to let that build a little bit, and having that first match, I believe that first match was the tag team triple threat. So having that match to start off the night really gave a great tempo to how the night was going to go. And I think having show start off strong with a triple threat tag team match like that, we were set up for a great night.
Okay, I'm not mad. Yeah, we saw it earlier today on social media. Nick Aldis officially signing Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, Motor City Machine Guns, to WWE and their WWE contracts. Lot of split people here today on the old IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, about this, where they felt that it should have happened on SmackDown. Well, I'll be honest with you, kayfabe, and I'll keep it real with you. I'm indifferent on it. I really don't think it made a difference. I think we all knew from the vignettes and the promo videos who it was and when they were coming.
That's why I wasn't mad that they did the signing on social media and not on SmackDown itself. One, it gave more time for us to have another match on SmackDown or another promo, but we saw this coming for weeks now. I mean, I think it's safe to say we saw this coming for months at this point. Where, yeah, they put it on social media. Cool. That's just going to gain more marketing for them, so they can just keep posting it. You have it birthed on social media. Now all you have to do is repost it. You don't have to do any editing to it, anything crazy, because it's already on there. But I think, I don't know, there was no real oh my gosh, for me, because it's like, oh, cool, finally, now they're actually on. Now we can actually see them in ring.
Honestly, it didn't feel real making them, tonight make their entrance and come out for this match. Like it just felt so surreal because I never thought I'd actually see them in a WWE ring, let alone on SmackDown. Obviously, we know the rumors and a muck that ran for months about they're going to NXT, and people were upset about that. Oh, why are they going to NXT? Well, you got your wish. They're on SmackDown now. It still doesn't. I feel like I haven't even processed it. Like it happened. I watched the match. They won, but like, did it really happen?
I personally would have liked it to be a traditional tag team match for their first match, so that way we could really showcase what they really bring to the table. Because I think a lot of what the fans that are on the opposing side of this is they don't understand what they're really bringing to the table for this tag team division. So I think putting them in the trio, it kind of took away from them a little bit. I understand why they did it to like soft launch them in a way, but until we see them in like true tag team action where it's just one-on-one tag team, I don't think people are really going to be too happy. And we're going to see a lot more opposing than 4. So I think that's where we're at with the division with the fans right now.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. A soft launch tonight for the Motor City Machine Guns. They wanted the crowd to be hyped up. They didn't want them to just come out and maybe not get a reaction. But then again, this is a different fan base than maybe say 5, 6, 7 years ago, where the fan base is more in tune to wrestling outside of WWE. Maybe not all of them, but a vast majority. They got a good reaction tonight. Booking like a Mark in the building. What's going on, good brother? Although he's not a fan of WWE telling so much of their stories online instead of the TV programs, he doesn't think it's a big deal. That's just how WWE works now. Yeah, 100%. Prime example, everything with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens' whole storyline with Cody Rhodes has been all across social media driven, and even with him driving the story this week. So I like it. We'll talk a little bit more about the match in depth in just a few moments. Logan, welcome back to the Nightcap here, good brother. He thinks he's sure, kayfabe. He's sure that the Motor City Machine Guns are gonna beat the Bloodline for the tag titles. That's a hot take, Logan. You've got a couple good ones these last couple weeks.
All right.
Let's bring it back here. We want to talk a little bit about the opening segment of Friday Night SmackDown with Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline here. But, ladies and gentlemen, they're interrupted by the Intercontinental Champ main event, Jey Uso, and with everybody yeeting out here in South Carolina, Keith, we've wondered, how will they bring Jey back into the fold? Here's how.
Yeah, here's how. I think we're going to see a lot of Jey being torn. I think he's the more emotional one out of the family. So I think we're going to see, WWE playing a lot with that emotions and having him going back and forth between Solo and Jimmy, Solo, Jimmy, Solo, Jimmy. I think we're not going to really see Roman playing a big part in his persuasion until later down the line. But with this opening segment, I think, Solo saying he's making a bigger, better bloodline. He really drove that home that he's doing this for the family. And then having Jey point out, like, but you called them. We never wanted to do that. And that had me thinking the entire episode. That line had me thinking the entirety of SmackDown. Why didn't they call them?
That's it. That's right there. You said it. Jey hit him with there's a reason why we don't affiliate with them. There's a reason why we've distanced ourselves from them. Why did you bring them in here? You should have never done this. And I'm telling you right now, that's it. You can't control these guys. They're not acknowledging Solo. They're just acknowledging him for now until they get an opportunity to show that Solo is weak, and one of them takes over inevitably. That's
They're
it.
acknowledging the warpath.
That's it.
That's it.
Damn, that's a line.
They want nothing but destruction and to just beat people up. And if they have to say "I love you, Solo Sokoa" to get that to happen, then I'm gonna stand here like this.
He didn't move.
Easy.
He doesn't move, dude. He just the whole time, the whole segment just.
Better him than me. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Then people probably thought we froze. They were like, hello? Anybody there? Dami Feds, good brother. Welcome into the show here tonight. My man's probably playing a little split screen. One eye's going this way, one eye's going that way. He's watching the Nightcap. He might be watching Rampage. He might be watching the Yanks and the Guardians battle it out here in Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. Go Yanks, baby. What did that mean? What did that mean? Could be something. It is very interesting that the whole conversation around Jacob and the Tongans, this whole point has been, why did you call them up? Why did you welcome them into our world? How many times have we heard them on commentary call them criminals? They're unpredictable, they're erratic, and that's it. You say that line again for the people that are joining in. What does Jacob, Tama, and Tonga, what do they acknowledge?
They acknowledge the warpath.
There it is. There it is. They just want to cause pain.
That's all it is at this point. Look at, we're going to get into how SmackDown ended, but that's a prime example. That's a prime example of what they're out for. That is, we're just going to keep seeing destruction after destruction after destruction every week, I think, until the only man who can save us comes back, and that is the wise man.
That is the wise man.
So I'm just looking forward to that at this point.
I thought you were gonna say someone completely different there.
Really?
I thought you were gonna hit us. I thought you were gonna hit us with until Rikishi returns and he busts out the sunglasses and he starts hitting people with the stick.
It's the only way Solo is gonna get humbled at this point.
That's it. That's the only way, dude.
Book it, Trips.
Book it. Jay worried about a Bullet Club infiltration. Okay. All right, Dami Feds. Let's talk about it. That's a good shout. You know, we got them Gorillas of Destiny. We got apparently Hikaleo. I'm gonna butcher the guy's poor name. I'm sorry. My hooked on phonics skills not the best tonight, but that is a very interesting point. We have a Finn Balor, we have an AJ Styles, we have the Good Brothers. Could that end up being something that branches off from this storyline?
I acknowledged that they were part of the Bullet Club when they were in Japan, and I never really took into consideration, like, hey, this could actually work. This could actually work.
That could actually work.
And this can be dangerous for wrestling as a whole. Because I think that's too big. That's too big.
In what sense? Like, what do you mean too big? Like too big for for people to comprehend?
Combining the bloodline with everybody that's in it, and then the Bullet Club with everybody that's in it.
I don't think it would be everybody. I think it would be the Tongans, and if the true rumor is true about Hikaleo, because he was in the Bullet Club, he was in the new version of the Bullet Club, if I remember. So if you would think those three, add in Styles maybe with the Good Brothers, maybe or Balor instead, because I feel like Balor would fit. I think Balor would fit that bet better because he was the founder.
Getting a blessing from the founder kind of thing. Yeah,
could be. Oh,
it would work.
That's a hell of a thought process. You just Balor, Tama, Tonga. Yeah. And then you could even say Loa. Tongaloa. I know what you meant. I know who you meant. I know it confuses the shit out of me too when I type out just their first names and I'm like, they're gonna think I'm just talking about Tamatonga and I'm not talking about Tongaloa. I don't hate this. I like this idea. And then you could also spin it as Balor or them three versus Styles and the Good Brothers, and then you can maybe try to wiggle that whole. Dude, you kind of hit us with a huge tracks off the derailment, but this is a hell of a thought. This is a hell of a concept.
I think we should keep them separate, the Bloodline and the Bullet Club. I think they both have too much on what they've built by themselves, that I think mixing the two would actually just become messy and blur too much.
But I mean, it's not like we're mixing them. It's basically the Tama and Tonga we're in the Bullet Club, and they just so happen to be in this new version of the Bloodline. Rock Renegade with the AJ is hurt, gents. Yes, he is. He has a Liz Frank injury. That's a tough one. That has ended many of a running back and wide receivers season in the NFL if you're an NFL fan. So hopefully for the phenomenal one, AJ is built different. He's country built, man. He's a Georgia boy. He's a Georgia Bulldog, baby. Logan wants to see Cody Rhodes in the Bullet Club. Honorary Bullet Club member Cody Rhodes. God, I love it. Oh man, Cody Rhodes' New Japan run was special, dude. We don't get the American Nightmare without that run, dude. We don't get the moniker without that run. We don't get the theme song.
Do we get Blonde Cody without that run?
Yeah. More than likely, yeah.
But no neck tattoo.
No neck tattoo. Maybe not.
Hey man,
listen. The day that mouthing off with Mike. If you're manifestation, if we ever hit like the big numbers on the YouTubes or the social medias, and I don't have to work a regular 9 to 5, I'll get the MOW. I'll completely ruin my neck real estate for the love of the game. I won't. Oh man, Bullet Club would have worked.
He said it.
All right, listen, Bullet Club would have worked right after WrestleMania if they teamed the Gorillas with AJ in his feud with Cody. Oh yeah. That's all I can say is yeah. He's right.
Yeah.
He's right. MOW, I'm gonna pull an Andy in the office. Oh, that's a good one. Let's talk about it, folks. Let's get to the first official match of SmackDown. We're 20 minutes in. We haven't talked about a single fucking match. Wrestling, baby. We're catching up. We're playing a little catch up. We got DIY versus the Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly. Yes, boy. Put some respect on Pretty Deadly's name, ladies and gentlemen. This is a hell of a match, man. Good tag team match. Love the screwy finish, man. I loved it. DIY, Street Profits getting their arms held up high. Referee Jessica Carr got to make the decision. DIY get the win. Street Profits, man. What's cooking with this?
She said something very important about the win. They pinned the legal man. So to her, that's who the legal man was. I think it was a great way to end it because it made DIY and the Street Profits both look good. Yes, that's the demise of Pretty Deadly, but I think they both needed that light on them. What we see with DIY moving forward, probably, it's around that time, gentlemen. Yeah, it's around that time. We're checking the watch. Around that time, they go their separate ways a little bit. So having them win, I'm excited for next week. That's my most anticipated match for next week, personally.
Oh yeah, next week we're in Brooklyn. For Friday. Brooklyn. Shout out to Shaq Gaspard. Shout out to JTG. Listen, love this. Love that we're getting a little tension with the Street Profits. Back and forth at each other tonight after the match. Like, come on, what's going on? They're pissed. They're getting a little frustrated that they're losing these big matches here and there. They're not winning number one. They're not winning titles. They're not winning the number one contender series. I don't know, man. I know we talk a lot about tag team splitting, but if you had a put the cap on, put the chef hat on, get the pen in your hand, the notebook. Out of these two teams, who are you splitting up? DIY or the Street Profits?
Street Profits.
Right now. Okay, why?
Because I think the two of them could have amazing singles runs, and we've seen DIY break up. We've seen this storyline over and over and over again. It's old. I get why they do it. They're both fantastic on their own. They are phenomenal wrestlers, Ciampa and Gargano on their own. I want to see what these guys have in the Street Profits because it's always the two of them. It's always the two of them. They're fantastic wrestlers. Give me what they bring to the table. Why did you hire them in the first place? Let me see it because of who they are as singles wrestlers. So I think it's time that we finally get that. Why recycle old content?
Yeah, but Triple H loves to play his best hits. He's been playing some of his best hits from NXT to
we don't need roster. It right now. We don't need it right now. Simply, we just don't need it. And give a little bit of a feud for Motor City Machine Guns with DIY for a little bit. Help pad them up. I think that would be a great tag team to put them with.
I'd say also another interesting decision. Obviously, we'll talk about that match next, but putting DIY a face tag team with Motor City Machine Guns a face tag team, going head to head here, face versus face. It's going to be a hell of a tag team match, but I'm shocked they didn't decide to go with, maybe a heel team with Motor City Machine Guns.
But they wanted DIY that. Has to be a face team at the end of it. They don't have to split up to be heels.
That's that we've never seen finally a heel DIY. Gargano. This is true. We've seen them turn on one another, but we've never seen them as heels together.
Ciampa convinces him to work with him. They go heel. We could see some crazy stuff.
I like where your head's at tonight, kayfabe. I like where your head's at, man. It's good to have you back. You got some good ideas.
The trail mix.
It's the trail mix. Shout out to the trail mix. Rock Renegade said, I'd rather have the Street Profits than DIY. Let those guys go singles and have a run. Yeah, I think you gotta go Street Profits. You gotta let everyone's talked about it. How many years have we heard this? How many think pieces have we seen on this internet wrestling community about Montez Ford, the singles wrestler, Montez Ford, but nobody wants to show love to Docs. All right, Big Docs. All right, Big Docs can go in that damn ring. Big Docs is hella athletic for a big man like that. I would not be mad at him rocking a U.S. title win in the future. I wouldn't be mad if you sent him down to NXT to rock the North American championship once the Don, moves on to the world title later on. We're not rushing the Don's title reign. Hold on a sec. Still owe the Don some gabagool. Hit my line. You know what to do. Might have my family get in contact with your family. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to talk about Montez Ford. Yeah, he's got the look, he's got the right attitude, the character. But Docs can go in the ring, man. He may not be the great, compared to the two, he might not be the best talker between the two of them, but he's a great in-ring guy, and he's only improved, especially with those dungeon sessions he's been doing with Natty and Tyson Kidd. My man's in the dungeon like every other week. I see the tweets and stuff. Like, got to show some love to Big Docs.
It's like what I was saying. Let them showcase why they were hired in the first place. These guys are phenomenal athletes. Let's see it. It just, I don't know. I could just be dreaming. I could be, book it on my couch and, saying I'm a better quarterback kind of thing. But come on. I've been waiting so long.
Yeah. And so has everyone else out there to see it. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess. The time is ticking. We're going to see what happens. Rock Renegade brings up a valid point. The Bloodlines are heels, so we need a face team. Valid. I forgot about the whole Bloodline having the tag titles thing. I slipped my mind. Brooklyn Crowd is going to eat this up. Think about them NXT takeover crowds. Kayfabe Keith, I know you've been in attendance for one of those takeovers. This is a black and gold takeover, 30-minute best out of 2 out of 3 falls takeover tag team match 5 years ago with if the Motor City Machine Guns came, to be honest with you.
They did what, 3 in a row in Brooklyn takeovers?
Yeah, 3 in a row.
I was at 2 and 3. If that was on the card, like just thinking about that idea is just like it gives me a little bit of goosebumps. That's what we need from DIY and Motor City Machine Guns because they can do it. But unfortunately, we're in 2024. We don't get that anymore. Instead, we're going to get the insane crowd that is in Brooklyn that always bring the energy, and they're going to feed off of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's my most anticipated match of next week.
If that's not the main event and you don't give them, obviously we know with the commercials and all the hoopla, we're not going to get into the ad revenue talk tonight like we did on Monday, which was a hell of a conversation though.
Great conversation.
Great conversation. Yeah, I need 30 minutes next week, Triple H. Listen, we've made the joke about being wiretapped, but Triple H, if you somehow see this, someone put this in front of the game's eyes, please give us 30 minutes. I don't care. Your first 15 minutes, you want to give me fucking commercials. Give me the last 15 minutes next week on SmackDown commercial free. Just for this. This is a match of epic proportions to see on WWE television. You would have to go to an indie. You'd have to go to go back a few years to the last when these guys were not in WWE, obviously, but maybe like an Evolve or a PWG to see a match like this. Man, you're getting this on WWE SmackDown on a Friday night in Brooklyn, New York, ladies and gentlemen. I agree with you, kayfabe. That's my most anticipated match. Send it as a tweet. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go ahead and get this under the eyes of Triple H here. Like we were talking about it here, we're gonna go right into that second tag match. Motor City Machine Guns make their debut against A-Town Down Under and Los Garzas. Keith, let's talk about it. Def Rebel and the theme song. I did not hate this theme song. I didn't
hate it. It built up pretty decently before they came out, but there was no real
the whole put your fist thing up though. Little we could work on that.
Yeah, there was no real boom to it. The pyro in the beginning was kind of and I was underwhelmed but not disappointed, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The presentation, I think they're gonna want to go back to the drawing board. Maybe remix that theme song. Maybe send Def Rebel to the moon, please. Tighten it up. I will say though, Chris Sabin, or no, it was Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley hitting the gun firing and the pyro going off though. That was perfect. I will say 10 out of 10 on that. I like the beginning, the riff, the engines burn, the little, and then the song hits, and I was kind of like, the beat's good. The beat's good. I can, beat's good. If I don't listen to the lyrics, beat's good, but didn't hate it. Didn't love it. I guess I'll listen to it next week, and we'll see.
It didn't scream. It didn't scream professional wrestler to me. There's a lot of themes that scream professional wrestler to me. Solo Sikoa. You hear his music come on, you're like, this is some wrestling music.
This is a wrestler, man. This is a wrestler.
And that's the first one that I can think of that comes to my mind. But with them, it was more I don't really know how to put it. It didn't feel like two wrestlers were coming to the ring, especially at two wrestlers of their caliber. So I think we could tighten it up, but I think it's not terrible.
Not.
I just don't like Def Rebel. Find it hard to compliment him. Def Rebel to the moon.
Def Rebel, send them to the moon, dude. I'll take CFOs back. I'll take them back. They had some good bops there.
Jim Johnson.
Nah, Jim Johnson, they never coming back. Just put that pipe dream out of your mind. Let's talk about this match here, man.
Yes.
Los Garzas look good in it tonight. A-Town Down Under looked pretty damn good. Motor City Machine Guns looked phenomenal. I mean, dude, these guys never aged, bro. They've never aged. They still can go at the highest of levels in professional wrestling. They never aged.
Every team looked great. Every team, I could say this match, everybody looked great. They put each other over very well. Yes, with MCMG winning, I think we saw that coming into SmackDown tonight. That was kind of like a gimme. But I think with A-Town Down Under, we don't need them to continuously look as good as they do anymore. They don't hold the belts anymore. They don't need to be doing half the stuff that they're doing. but they do. Why? Because they respect the business and they respect us fans. How many tag teams have you seen that lost the title immediately go to the wayside and they're nothing?
Mm-hmm.
A-Town Down Under, we can't get rid of them. We've tried. I won't stop trying. No, I'm kidding.
I will not stop trying.
They're consistently coming out here and giving great matches. And I'm impressed with them. I'll say it. I'm impressed with A-Town Down Under.
Yeah.
They've really bounced. They bounced to a good spot after losing the belts. And I don't think that's talked about enough. Personally.
I mean, you're not
Kayfabe
wrong.
keep the hot takes again.
I mean, it's not a hot take if it's a good take, you know? If it's a good take then it's just a good take.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
What are your thoughts? Give me the
thoughts?
Mr. With Mike, what are your thoughts on this match?
Mr. With Mike, you're such a clown. That's because that's my last name, right? Because mouthing off is my first name and With Mike is my last name. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
That's how it works.
Put it on a jersey, bro. How's that gonna? You're gonna have to do the whole arch on the jersey.
Hey man, those go hard.
The Jared
on a baseball jersey.
Saltamachia, the Jared Saltamachia jersey with Mike.
It can work, man. It can work. This is marketing genius right here.
This is marketing genius. Go to the link in my Twitter bio to my shop. We'll have MOW jerseys soon.
What kind of link is that?
Hey, it might be a little spicy. I don't know, a little spicy.
Little
link.
nightcap. Ooh.
Little nightcap. Hey yo, gotta figure out how to pay the bills for Boom Broadcasting. You know, get myself that invite to the catering that the Prez has been holding out for me tonight on. You know.
When I saw the gabagool was missing from catering, I assumed that you were there. So, that's on me as well.
Oh boy. Things are falling apart here in the late innings of the Yankee game. We're not going to talk about it. Let's talk about Motor City Machine Guns. I need a distraction here. Let's talk about it because this doesn't feel real to me, man. Also, what's the rata? They do look good. What's the rat tat tat rocket? What's the rat tat tat thing do? What is this about, dude?
That's that real rock and roll, baby.
That's nah, dude, this is surreal, man. This is surreal. It don't feel real. It really doesn't, man.
They look
say
fantastic.
It 1,000 times.
They're in amazing shape. This is. I really didn't think we were going to finally get to the point where we're going to talk about them actually being in a WWE ring. So I wasn't really prepared, but we're there.
We're there, ladies and gentlemen. And we know DIY against the Motor City Machine Guns next week in Brooklyn, for the number one contenders to determine who takes on the Timu Bloodline. This is special right here. Triple H, WWE, give me 15 minutes commercial free to end SmackDown next week. Maybe I'm being a little aggressive with my 30-minute classic at the end of SmackDown. Maybe just give me like a 20-minute. Give me the last 10 commercial free. I'll negotiate.
A 5-minute over. 5-minute overrun.
I'll take a 5-minute overrun. USA Network, if you're hearing me.
Not asking for 10, not asking for 15, just 5 measly minutes.
Not asking
so much.
Just give me an inch. I'm not taking a mile. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take a mile. Just give me a little something for my something.
We've been nice. We've showed USA, especially after all the craziness that Fox gives us sometimes. So, come on. We scratch your back, you scratch ours.
That's all I'm saying, USA. Just hook up some young wrestling fans. You know what I'm saying? Only thing Rock wants to see is Triple H Orton asking for his match with KO. I thought that was going to happen tonight. I thought Randy Orton was going to hop over to Gorilla and be like, "Hey, Paul, what the hell? You know, why can't I have a match with KO at Crown Jewel?"
I just had a crazy idea that I shouldn't have had. We need a segment where Triple H is in the restroom, using the restroom, and Randy Orton comes and rips a urinal out of the wall while asking for this.
You're so... You're mad dumb for that, bro. You're so
And
dumb
then
for that.
and then there's only one other person we can have in there to come out of the stall and say one word when it's over, and that word is damn. It just has to be.
Calling you the Big Show.
Book it. Why aren't we booking this?
Book it.
This is TV masterpiece right here.
TV masterpiece, bro. Urinals.
I'm not talking about Chris.
Oh my god. My chest. Prez is finding everybody. It's over.
Hey man.
Wait. Hey man.
No catering for the next 2 weeks.
I heard. I heard he's pushing the network to cancel the Nightcap, but they can't cancel the Nightcap. They can't do it.
Cancel the uncancelable.
Piper Niven, Lash Legend here, ladies and gentlemen. So good to see Lash Legend back on SmackDown. I am a Lash Legend. I'm a Lash Legend stan. I don't know what the fans call themselves of Lash Legend. Are we lashes? I'm cool with that.
Legend
cool being a lash.
You're Legendites.
That's the most RuneScape ass sounding group I've heard.
Hey, if you like RuneScape, follow me on Twitter. We can talk RuneScape. I love RuneScape.
Hit him up at Gustavo_. Unfortunately, WWE has pulled the curtain back too much. Oh, this is a great question for Mr. Kayfabe Keith here. We know that Triple H is in Gorilla running each show. Shouldn't be hard for Orton to find the game. Kayfabe, any comments?
He's at work. Why would you bother him? He's not going into his work. He's not going into the ring and telling Randy Orton what he's doing. No, he's doing his job. Leave the man alone. I don't come into your place of business and start demanding things.
God.
So he's working, man. He's busy.
He's working late because he's a wrestling booker.
Yeah, man. So that's my kayfabe answer. He's working. He's busy.
He's working. He's a busy man. He's a business.
Just like I was in catering for 2 months.
Just like he was in catering for 2 months. We had him on. Main Event Nightcap. We had him on. The enhancement show.
Nightcap Speed.
Nightcap Speed. Not the Nightcap Speed, dude. Next week in NXT, Io Sky and Kairi Sane face to face with Julia and Stephanie Vacour. Is that a match that's happening next week on NXT? I missed NXT this week, folks. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's what's happening on NXT, Logan. I'm sorry. We can't bother Triple H at work, but we can approach him in the men's room. Yeah, it's way different. It's a different world.
He's not working. He's and Randy has a tendency to do these things, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, listen. If you gotta look that story up, please go look that story up about Randy Orton pulling urinals out of the wall with Cody Rhodes to really understand the grasp of where Kayfabe Keith is coming from here. Just make sure you don't eat the urinal cake. That is not, in fact, candy. Okay. Listen, back to the match at hand. Why are you like this? Why are you... Piper Niven, the trail mix.
Piper Niven, Lash Legend.
Yes, sir. Lash Legend with that big scoop slam on Piper Niven. It was a great little display for Lash Legend.
Disappointed in the crowd reaction to it.
Oh,
personally, they didn't pop enough for me. We're not going to talk about it. They didn't pop enough for me. Lash Legend picked that woman up and slammed her down with ease. The fact that we just got a small little ooh is disrespectful to Lash Legend. So I want to apologize for everybody that was there tonight, because that wasn't good enough for Lash Legend.
No, absolutely. No. I want to apologize to Lash Legend for the crowd in Columbia, South Carolina. Lash Legend should have been I put her on the list, ladies and gentlemen. She's on my list of to watch for big things in the future, because Listen, I said this back in December of 2023. You can go look on my TikTok at MOWM_podcast when I was talking about the Iron Survivor match and her. Everyone calls Carmelo Hayes him. Lash Legend is her, dude. She is insane. She's got it. Dude. She could be the future big time money marquee matches for her in the future, I think. Imagine her with Rhea Ripley, Bianca, Jade, Becky, Bailey, Nia.
Give it 4 years time, she'll be headlining WrestleMania.
Ooh, put it on. Speak it into existence. I like it.
I think 4 years is a safe time frame to really build her up even more, get her with some more consistent training that she doesn't really need, but it's just going to make her stronger, and tighten that up, and then put her into a story where she can go for that gold.
I like it. Cody Rhodes is here on SmackDown, and he's promoting. Cody's the man for the job here tonight, Keith. We talked a little bit about this before we went on the air. I give the absolute. If I could give negative amount of fucks, I would. I give 0 fucks about this Crown Jewel Championship. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The title is ugly. I love Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was the perfect man for this job here tonight to hype this whole tournament up, to hype up the match with him and Gunther. That's going to be a special match. That's a first-time match that is going to be absolutely glorious, okay? But that title is gross. I mean, maybe the women's one's a little bit nicer. I like the white strap on it. But it's a gross title. It's a gross concept. I'm not a fan of it. It's pointless. It has no bearing on anything WWE landscape-wise, because the title won't even be on television the next week. It'll literally just be on the Crown Jewel shows. So
it's not canon to any storyline. It's gigantic for no reason. Every time I look at it, like, I'll be honest with you, I think Gunther's going to win this match because that's the only person that it makes sense fitting.
Yeah.
Because imagining it on Cody just doesn't look right. And I don't like how we're treating it as, like, the greatest thing to enter a WWE ring, having, the handlers with the white gloves and all that stuff.
Yes.
Why aren't we treating our actual championships like this? Why aren't we giving our World Heavyweight Championship belt the same treatment as the Stanley Cup? Like, I call it the Stanley Cup treatment. That's what they're giving these titles. We need to give that to our actual Women's Championship belt, our WWE Men's Championship belt. Like, we need to do that for the actual belts that actually matter. Yeah, we have all this. Oh, we're going to make history. I'm going to be the first one to have this belt. Yeah, that's great. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Who actually cares?
It's going to be... Listen, it's the same thing as that stupid Best in the World tournament. It's the same thing as the stupid Greatest Royal Rumble, the title that Braun Strowman held. It's the same thing, dude. They do this every so many years, and then the crown. And listen, my man Rock Renegade hit the nail on the head. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Just bring back effing bragging rights. I agree, and Rock Renegade, that's our good brother Rick 8-Bit. I agree, man. You've said this, and I was funny enough you commented it because I was just going to say, like, you have been saying for weeks, months, just bring back bragging rights. Just bring back bragging rights. We're obviously not doing the Survivor Series brand warfare this year, or maybe not next year, but if you're going to do something where you want to have bragging rights, then do the pay-per-view, do the premium live event, just do that.
It'll
have
bring
the
you
mid-card
so much
titles
money
versus each other. Exactly. It'll bring you more money. Well, maybe not. Who knows, dude? They got an empty checkbook, dude. They got an empty checkbook.
You put it in a smaller arena. You don't have to bring it to, Lincoln Financial, something like that. You put it in a small arena. You sell it out, sell the merch for it. You're good to go.
I wouldn't even be mad if they did bragging rights. Look, I wouldn't even be mad if they did bragging rights in the kingdom of, Dubai, Saudi Arabia. I always intermix the two, but I wouldn't even be mad if they did it bragging rights there, and instead of it being Crown Jewel, it was bragging rights. Then at least I'm like, okay, it makes sense for Liv and Nia to verse each other. It makes sense for Cody and Gunther. It makes sense for LA Knight and Jey Uso, for the tag teams to go up against each other. Like I don't know, man.
I
Cody,
agree.
but Cody was the right person because he sold me on the concept of him winning the title. I was like, all right, Cody, I got you. You want to win. You want to be the first to do it. I'm right there with you. I got your back, man. But our good friend Logan cracked the code. What is the code? What does it mean? What is the code? Who's the code? What's the code? He cracked the code last week for us on the Nightcap. And Logan, I'm going to give you your flowers. Here you go. He said it. KO is going to cost Cody this match.
What did we get right after Cody?
Kevin Owens talking and cutting a promo about not knowing when he'll be back and talking. And of course, he's in the American Dream shirt too, because hand to hand, Kevin Owens is one of my favorites. Been one of my favorites for a long time.
Same.
In my personal opinion, this is the Kevin Owens I've been waiting to see for about a year. He's been doing his thing. He's been very entertaining, but this is the Kevin Owens I wanted.
This is Kevin Steen.
That's it. There it is.
We're getting Kevin Steen. Yeah. So we are going to get some very raunchy, and not in like the Nightcap kind of way. We're gonna get some we're gonna get some great matches, and I think we're gonna get some blood. We're gonna get a lot. I think we're gonna get a lot of blood. We talked about it. I know you and I have talked about it before. Is WWE gonna go back to blood? I think this is opening up for it. Because if you look at how Kevin Owens was in the past, if we get that old KO back, we're gonna get some pretty extreme matches.
Oh yeah, the apron power bombs coming back. He's gonna be trying to end guys' careers. He's gonna be on a warpath.
It starts with Randy. Now that opens up the question: does that retire Randy?
No. Not, but Randy ain't going nowhere. Randy ain't going nowhere. Randy's locked in, dude. Randy's locked in. You're gonna at least get Cody and Randy, maybe at Mania, maybe at Royal Rumble. One of the two. It's gonna happen. But I think the logical place here, KO and Cody's got to go to Saudi Arabia, or not Saudi Arabia. Survivor Series. There you go. There's the one we're looking for. I think they got to go to Survivor Series, have themselves a little title match. Potentially, Randy gets involved because he wants KO back, and you push that towards something on Saturday Night Main Event, maybe, or something like that. I don't know what direction they're going to go with this, but Gunther and Cody will be face-to-face next week.
Yeah, and I do want to say, give me KO versus Cody in an Iron Man match.
Oh, it'd be so good, dude. Be so good.
But Cody versus Gunther next week, I'm standing on. I think Gunther's gonna win with KO interference.
Yeah, I think Logan, our boy Logan James cracked the code last week. What was the code? What is the code? What does it mean?
The code was Logan James.
The code was Logan James. There it is. KO Twitter profile picture is Cody, Randy, and him. Yeah, and he cropped out Cody. You get just a little bit of the blonde hair. Yeah, he's funny, that KO. I love him, dude. So we got Bayley and Naomi versus Nia and Candice LeRae because Tiffany Stratton got the flu. She's got the flu.
She's got the flu. When they did the opening segment of, Nia trying to get the match canceled, for some reason in the back of my head, I was like, Tiffy's faking. She's going to cash in. I don't know why they set that up for where we could have, the Tiffy's faking. But I think having that push on Candice LeRae was very smart on WWE's end, because she is the women's speed champion, first women's speed champion. Woo!
Not the first women's weed champion. Not to be confused.
Presented by none other than RVD.
Did you hear about his company that he's starting with? He's starting only wrestlers.
Yes, I saw that. Good for you, buddy.
There
You know what?
was there not a skit on the Edge and Christian show that totally reeked of awesomeness about like a wrestling dating thing called Only Wrestlers or something? There wasn't there?
Oh, we're watching it after this. Wow. I totally forgot about the Edge and Christian
Oh my god.
show to
One of
begin with.
my favorite things was will they talk about it? Will WWE let us talk about the Bullet Club? And they're like, "Yeah, we will." And they're sitting at the computer doing that show was so ahead of its time, man.
And
So
now
ahead of its
Christian's
time.
my father. It's crazy.
Now Christian is in fact my father. And Edge is going to be the leader of the House of Black whenever he comes back from injury.
He's a wrestler still.
Yeah,
Yep.
Adam Copeland, the rated
I hope
R
he's okay.
superstar.
Thoughts out to Adam Copeland. I hope he's doing well.
I'm sure he's doing fine. Once he gets that Achilles
Get
patched up,
Sheamus. He'll get him fixed.
they'll get him fixed. That little Celtic Warrior workouts. Logan James thinks they're gonna push Candice LeRae. Yeah, you gotta push Candice LeRae. She's the speed champion.
She deserves it.
She deserves it. She's so underrated, man. I thought she was gonna be the first women's mid card champion, but I guess technically this is a mid card championship. So I guess technically I was in line.
They spent the budget on the other belts.
They spent the budget on them stupid ass crown jewel championships. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at Saturday night's main event. I think that's a good play right there.
Mm-hmm.
Rick said, I think it's time for Tiffany to get a flu shot. It is flu shot season. I mean, you may want to get your flu shots. Don't get
Go to
the
Walmart, CVS.
don't get the ick. CVS, Walgreens. You know what I'm saying? Don't get the ick. This is now.
If somebody offers you a flu shot and it's like in an alley, don't get it.
No, don't take that.
Go to a reputable source for your flu shots.
Now, if Hangman Adam Page offers you a needle,
take it. Say thank you, Mr.
maybe
Page.
take it. Maybe
he's taking time.
What was in the needle? I gotta always show love to our good brother Chano because we still don't know what was in the needle. Well, I guess we'll never know.
It was a flu shot.
It was a. That explains why. That explains it, dude. Swerve will not get the flu this flu season. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton, man. Flu season. Candice LeRae gets a big win. She pins Bayley here, and Nia Jax was shocked, dude. You see Nia Jax's face? She's like, "Wait, you won? You won the match for us?" Like, had all this doubt towards her. That's another wedge for Tiffany and Nia.
You're forgetting something very important as well.
Indy Hartwell.
Naomi pinned Nia Jax.
That's true. She did pin Nia Jax last week.
Naomi and Nia Jax are both not in the ending of this match. It was Bayley, Candice LeRae. So they protected Naomi very well with that.
That's true. They did.
Similar to when they protected Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes when they went through the table.
Yeah.
Got to keep a note on that.
Or Jacob Fatu and
that's what I wrote. Sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good. I got you. I know what you meant.
That's something to take a note of because I think that's going to come to play sooner rather than later with Naomi beating Nia Jax.
Yeah, They have to give her a women's match. They have to give her a women's title match. She pinned the champ last week, clean right there, 1, 2, 3.
And so Nia Jax not taking her out tonight only cements that she deserves that chance.
Ooh, you're cooking. You're cooking tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the end of SmackDown and the end of the Nightcap. Almost. But Roman Reigns earlier in the show said that he's going to acknowledge Solo Sikoa. So, kayfabe, did Roman acknowledge Solo tonight?
I mean, technically, yes, he did. Technically, the words "I acknowledge you" came out of his mouth.
They did.
Not followed by any nefarious comments. Just, I acknowledge you. There, I said it. Now, once questioned if he acknowledges him as the tribal chief, we start seeing old Roman again.
Yep.
I truly think the only person that's going to help Roman beat Roman in this situation, because that's the only way we're going to get a good result for this. Roman has to beat Roman. We need that Roman from the Shield era, the one that was for the people, for the business. We need him to beat this, I'm better than you, I'm the greatest there ever has been, Roman, and get that good mix in between. The only person that's going to actually help him with that, we've talked about it before, the wise man.
The wise man, Paul Heyman.
So we're gonna just keep seeing Roman and Jimmy just get absolutely walloped every week until Paul Heyman is able to return, which I think we're gonna get soon if we're in Brooklyn next week.
Oh, that's a good spot. That's a good shout.
I don't know. Maybe that's how we get Jay back, is the wise man talks to him. I don't know. But it's getting out of hand at this point.
Yeah, well, you said it. He got walloped once again here. Roman Reigns took not one, but 2 thumbs to the throat here tonight. And Jimmy Uso also got himself beat up, and he had a little bit of some blood, down his side of his face. The corn syrup or the corns, the food coloring didn't wear too well. It all pretty much was dried up by the time they came out. So they didn't really get that effect that they were looking for. It kind of did, but
blood dries quickly, man.
Blood dries.
I don't know what you're talking about. This cornstarch stuff.
What? Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Jimmy Uso gets beat down. Roman gets beat down. Jey Uso, not even there anymore. Jey Uso left. Doesn't help him. I think the only way Jay would help Jimmy, but he won't help Roman. Roman told him he was proud of him, and even Jay hit him with the no yeet. No yeet. That's all he got.
But it also took, Roman having to grab him and hold him there. And, he didn't say it with any, actual respect behind it.
Yeah.
When you grab somebody by their bicep and, you force them to say just go, I'm proud of you, you're going to feel some no yeet kind of way.
I'd feel some no yeet kind of way.
I don't put that against Jay at all. I think once Roman can, like I said, beat Roman and go back to for the family, because he's for himself right now. He's saying he's for the family. No, he's for himself. We saw that when he picked up the Ulafala.
Yeah.
So once we see him get back to, for the family itself, for the bloodline itself, we're going to see Jay continuously push back. That's the one thing we're waiting to click, and I think, like I said, that's what the wise man's going to make click.
That's why he's the wise man. He's the wise man for a reason. He's exactly. The one. He's the missing piece. He is the missing puzzle piece to this whole thing of getting them back together. Dare I say, maybe the honorary Oos is another missing puzzle piece to bring them back together in a sense. Maybe that's another turning point in the story of Kevin Owens, where Cody Rhodes helps Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn helps Roman Reigns, and Randy is loyal to Cody, and that could make Kevin Owens snap not only on Cody, Randy, but maybe also Sami down the line. There's a lot of different directions we could head, kayfabe Keith, but overall, Roman did not acknowledge Solo.
He did not. And it is around that time that we're going to need for Sami and KO to come head to head again. So I was checking the tag team watch. It's inevitable with the two of them as well. So yeah, no, you're spitting there. Damn.
It's something. Got to keep an eye on it.
Huh.
And oh boy, and the Yankees have just squandered a 4-run lead in the bottom of the 8th on an error. Logan asked, what's next for Bayley? This will be the last question here of the day. What is next for Bayley? Well, I think Bayley and Naomi. I think that's the next thing for Bayley. And I think that maybe you have to have an argument about Bayley going back to Damage Control, Logan. I think there's a maybe not, but I don't know what's next for Bayley.
Bayley and Naomi #1 contenders match.
Yeah, probably gonna run that back again, huh? Probably do a Bayley Naomi thing, and
she pinned the champ.
Yeah, she did pin the champ, but Naomi should get a title opportunity anyway. She pinned Nia, so she's in line for it anyway. Could Bayley's jealousy turn her heel again? I don't know.
I don't think we need to heal Bailey right now. I think we have
No.
enough.
I mean, nobody on SmackDown trusts her. Bianca doesn't trust her, obviously, for the whole last year of hell that she got put through by Damage Control. So, I mean, she doesn't
So
really have any allies outside of Naomi, and Naomi may turn her back on her too.
so we get the Bailey redemption tour
That's an interesting
where we
direction. I guess
see her
I don't
fixing
know. That's a
righting her
good
wrongs.
question.
That's a
Maybe
great question.
that is a good question, Logan. I don't know, man. I don't know what the plans are for Bailey.
Are we now transitioning Bailey into a more of a role where she's putting others over?
I've said that she is like the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division, that she doesn't get the flowers that she deserves, and people don't recognize how good she is until it's too late. I hope that's not the case. I know people do see how good she is, but man, that's a good thought, Logan. I guess we're gonna have to tune in and find out what happens with Bailey. Is there any reason why Bailey and Bianca still haven't had that feud that they've been teasing for months? No, I mean
It doesn't make
that's
sense.
another that doesn't make sense either because I really don't
No,
know.
I mean it doesn't make sense for them to feud right now. Keep building
Why?
keep building Bianca and Jade.
Yeah, as a tag team.
Well, as long as they have those belts, they're not going to break for a feud. And they're going to have the belts for a while, I think.
Yeah, they're gonna have those belts till WrestleMania probably.
Yeah, so they're going to keep teasing it, and we're going to just get little teases here and there for the next, couple months, and then we'll finally get it once they drop the belts.
Got the nightcap on to get me home. Shout out to my good brothers. Much love, Sean Lucas. Sean Lucas hosts 2 shows here on Boom Broadcasting. It's Stinks TV and Movies Review. And he also has Wrestling of Destiny Saturday mornings on Boom Broadcasting. He also handles and covers high school football in North Carolina, and you can catch him with the Grit and Grind podcast on Instagram, as well as Studio 67 on YouTube. So make sure you show some love. If you're in the North Carolina area, you're a big high school football fan. Who doesn't love good high school football? Unless it's Keith and I, and our old high school was absolutely god awful in football. I don't think we ever. What?
The band was good.
The band was good. The band was damn good, though. Shout out to that marching band, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Kayfabe Keith for making his long-awaited return from catering back to the nightcap. Much love, my brother. Thank you for hanging out with me here tonight.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to get off your chest before we send the people home to some sweet dreams?
I got, thank you again for having me, Mr. With Mike. It's always a pleasure to be on. Prez, there is one thing I gotta say before we leave. Catering's been great. It's been great. It's been fantastic. Can we get more sustenance? Because you're just giving us charcuterie boards. That's what catering is. It's just charcuterie board. Can I get a little bit more? I'm not asking for a steak here. I'm asking for a hot dog. Come on, dude.
Get the man a hot dog.
That's all I got. But again, thank you for having me. Great SmackDown. Great episode of the Nightcap.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, go follow Kayfabe Keith at Gustavo _. He's a big RuneScape guy. He's a big wrestling fan. He'll talk your ear up about just about either of the two. Maybe he'll talk about his Boston Red Sox and his New York Islanders. We're both Eagles fans. So at least we got one thing in common. Go Birds. Prez, good luck to your Cowboys. I know him and his pops dropped out, and the boys. They're struggling. I love to see it.
Yeah, it's great.
Sorry, Booking Like a Mark. We know Booking Like a Mark is also a Cowboys fan. Sorry, but I love to see it.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Condolences.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go sweat the end of Game 4 of the American League Championship Series with the Yankees now, because they decided to blow a 4-run lead in the bottom of the 8th, just like they like to do. So I'm going to go out of here and get out of here before I start saying words that would get me fined, suspended, and taken off Boom Broadcasting. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Nightcap. I will be back Monday. Now we're going to a little programming update for your weekend. I guess you could call this the Nightcap update. So next week, there will be no Friday Nightcap Delight. Friday night, Freaky Friday nightcap for SmackDown next Friday. But there will be a nightcap for Monday night after Raw, and there will be a nightcap for the Fright Night Dynamite edition of Dynamite here on the spooky edition of the nightcap, the day before Halloween. So you know what they say, the freaks come out the night before Halloween, and you may just get to see me in full costume for the nightcap Wednesday. So maybe tune in. You might be in luck for a surprise. You might see some things.
We'll have to set a reminder on that one, an
You
alarm.
might have to set a reminder on your phone because Wednesday things are getting spooky on the nightcap for the Fright Night Dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all so much for watching the show. If you are tuning in late here, the replay is on Boom Broadcasting's YouTube, Facebook, and at MOWM_podcast right there. You see it right there. Boop, 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 boop. Go check it out. We had a good time. We had a good time talking about the graphs with Kayfabe Keeb. So go out there. Have a great weekend. Sweet dreams. I'll see you back here Monday for Monday Night Raw. Bye, guys.